What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Delta. Welcome to another Tom Clancy's The Division 2 weekly vendor reset video. And in today's reset, we've got some really good picks to go through. And if you don't know, I go through all the must buys first, and then I go to all the vendors and show you every single piece that's there. So, getting into it, the must buys for this week are as follows. The Vector SBR 45 ACP at the New York vendor. Number 2. The Golden Gear holster at Roy Benitez. Number 3, the Rail Splitter at Dark Zone South. Number 4, the Night Watcher at the campus. Number 5, the Golden Gear knee pads at DZ West. And last but not least, we have the Sokolov Concern gloves at the Clan vendor. If you're leaving me now, thanks for watching, but now let's get into the analysis. So starting it off hot and fast right now, we have the Sacrifice from Providence Defense, and it rolls with 9.7% weapon damage, 11.5% skill haste, and armor regen. Normally I would say pick this up, but since it's kind of a rainbow, I would probably pass. If you were to pick it up, I would recommend rolling off the skill haste and throwing on something like crit hit chance or crit hit damage. The Police T821, we have the Preservation talent, we have 4.7% rate of fire. This is probably a skip. This isn't really the best kind of SMG anyways. Next, moving on, we have the G36. We have the 7.5% assault rifle damage, 19% health damage, 8% crit hit damage. There's probably better guns out there, so I would recommend passing. The Officer's M9A1, we have 11% pistol damage, 8% damage to targets at a cover with Reformation. I would probably pass. 5.11 tactical with a rainbow and companion. This is definitely you're better off skipping this one. Sokolov Concern, chest piece. We have weapon damage, crit hit damage, and Hasbro. The roll itself isn't terrible, but what really makes this worse is the talent. So you're gonna be stuck with either you're gonna have to roll off Entrench, and then you're stuck with Hasbro. If you want that, by all means, but I would recommend skipping. Alright, mods I would recommend just grabbing if you need them. Here they are. Moving on, see you at the Clan vendor. And welcome to the Clan vendor. And starting off hot with the Baker's Dozen. Not a half decent rifle. And if you have the funds for it, I would recommend picking it up. If you don't have it, just because it's kind of a collector's sort of thing. I definitely think there's better rifles out there other than this gun. So just buy at your own risk. Hardwired with a skill tier and skill haste. Now if you're looking for hardwired, this is not terrible. I mean, it's not really a terribly rolled piece, so you might want to grab it if you want it. If you're looking for a skill build hardwired set, we have the Rigger mask with weapon handling and skill tier. Same thing as the hardwired. I would definitely recommend rolling off the weapon handling to either skill haste or skill damage. Hunter's Fury, we have weapon damage and health. This is actually the same thing as the other one. I definitely would recommend rolling crit hit damage or chance onto it if you were going to pick this up. We have the Hunting M44, and it rolls with 11.9% marksman rifle damage, 97% headshot damage, and 7.5% health damage. These rolls are very low, and you can definitely find better out there, so I would recommend passing. We have the classic M44 carbine, similar to this one, except honestly, not even that different of a roll. This one rolls with Vindictive. You could still do better. Y'all gear, if you really want this, I would pick this up and roll off the repair skills for something like crit hit chance or crit hit damage. Badger Tough, this is pretty good if you're running a shotgun build, a shotgun skill. The roll isn't necessarily PvP oriented, so just keep that in mind. We have another Badger Tough, and it comes with weapon handling, crit hit chance, combined arms. I would recommend passing on this one. Wyvern Wear skill tier, we have 18,000% health and 3.9% crit chance. Kind of not the kind of roll you're looking for on a skill build piece, so probably pass. And here we get into our first must buy of the day. So this rolls with max headshot damage, 9.1% crit hit damage, and 13% weapon damage. Now if you're going to roll anything, it would probably take off the headshot damage for crit hit chance, and definitely use this in any of your SMG builds. Mods, they are right here if you need them. And I'll see you at the next vendor. So I would recommend honestly picking this up only if you really need it. I would definitely roll off health and try and optimize the weapon damage as best as possible, just because it's so low. That's the only reason I didn't put it on my must-buy list. Moving on, we have the Ksu Shotgun with 9.7% shotgun damage, 9% damage to armor, and 12.9% swap speed. I would pass. M1A CQB, I would pass on this. This is suffering from the same thing as the other rifles earlier. Araldi Holdings gloves with repair skills and armor regen. You're missing a lot of the talents you would definitely need on a damage sort of marksman rifle build, so I would pass. Richter and Kaiser, this is more of a skill build sort of thing, so I would pass just because the rolls are kind of mid. And mods, pick them up if you need them. See you at the next one. Welcome to Darkstone East, everyone. And we have the Black Friday. If you don't have this, then I recommend grabbing it only just because of the collector's item. We have the Paratrooper Svd with marksman rifle damage, headshot damage, and crit hit chance, max crit hit chance I might add, with fast hands. If you're interested in shooting your Svd super fast, I would pick this up. We have the military RPK 74M with LMG damage to targets at a cover, and 7% crit chance. And preservation, I would pass, there's better ones out there. Negotiator's Dilemma with weapon damage, headshot damage, grab it if you need it, roll off headshot damage to crit hit damage or chance. Future Initiative, we have skill tier, skill haste. Probably a really good pickup, honestly, if you need Future Initiative, pretty good set. China Light Industries Corporation, we have the skill tier, skill haste, explosive resistance. Pick this up, roll off explosive resistance for skill damage or skill, status effects, same sort of thing. Providence Defense, we have, this is a pass. Mods, pick them up if you need them. See you at the next one. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, Darkstone West. And we have the Rail Splitter. I actually did put this on my must-buy just because it's such a good gun. It has assault rifle damage, health damage, and headshot damage. Definitely roll off the headshot damage to crit hit damage or targets out of cover, damage to targets out of cover. We have the converted SMG-9 with eyeless. This is definitely a pass, especially with rate of fire as the attribute. SIG 556, we have killer and crit hit chance. If you're going to pick this up, I would either roll off killer for something like InSync or Optimist, or you could roll crit hit chance for damage to targets at a cover. The Card 45, I would pass on this. Eclipse Protocol, if you need this, pick it up and roll off the crit chance to skill damage or status effects or skill haste. If you were going to grab this ongoing directive set, then I would probably keep the crit hit chance or roll it to crit hit damage. We have the 5.11 tactical, and we have armor, skill damage, explosive resistance. This is probably a pass. We have the Providence Defense group with weapon damage, headshot damage, skill damage. This is also definitely a pass. Mods, grab them if you need them. Welcome to the campus, ladies and gents, and we have the Night Watcher. This is actually on my must-buys list because it's very good in terms of spotter builds or builds where you really need a lot of high uptime on your pulse, because it gives you such a fast cooldown reduction on the pulse. Pick this up and roll off the weapon handling to an attribute of your choice. Hunting M44, we have marksman rifle damage, headshot damage, swap speed with spike. Probably pass on this, not really good rifles recently. M249B, we have LMG damage to targets at a cover, headshot damage with close and personal. I would definitely pass on this just because close and personal headshot damage aren't really the attributes you're looking for on an LMG. Wyvernware with skill tier, I saw this first and it intrigued me, but then I realized that this is for a skill damage sort of build, not necessarily a weapon damage kind of build, so I would pass, even though it looks good. Murakami Industries with skill haste and health. This is actually a pretty good piece. I would probably roll off the health for maybe repair skills. Mods, they are here if you need them, and I'll see you in Darkstone West.
Where would I be? Customers like you.
Alrighty, the final DC vendor, and we have the Everlasting Gaze. Same thing with all the named items. If you don't have it, I would just recommend getting it just because it's good, but it has such a high requirement with the 152 Darkstone credits, so that gives me a little bit of pause. Tactical Super 90 SBS, we have Shotgun damage, damage to armor, crit hit damage with pumped up. If you want to grab this, you can. 1886 with max crit hit damage, 4.5% health damage, and lucky shot. I'd probably recommend passing. Tip of the spear with weapon damage, repair skills. If you're going to grab this, roll off the repair skills for something like crit hit damage or anything better than repair skills for this, because this is not a skill build at all. Striker's battle gear. This is actually pretty well rolled. Honestly, I would probably take off the crit hit chance and put on damage if I have enough. But it's up to you. Murakami, I would definitely grab this and roll off the weapon handling for something like skill haste. And Golden Gear knees, I believe this is on my must-buys list, so I would definitely recommend grabbing this and probably taking off the headshot damage for something like crit hit damage. I know it's a hard sell because of the low armor, but definitely you can use a little bit of optimization materials, and I think it'll be alright. And mods are here if you need them. I'll see you guys in New York.
A pleasure to deal.
And getting into the New York items, we have a must-buy with the Vector SBR 45 ACP with 10.2% SMG damage, 14% crit hit chance, and 7% damage to targets out of cover. I would grab this and I would 1,000,000% roll off Eyeless for something like, I don't know, maybe Killer, Optimist. Optimist would be very good because it shoots so fast. We have the classic RPK 74 with Unhinged. This is actually pretty good too if you're really looking for an RPK. I would definitely take off the rate of fire and maybe roll on crit hit damage. ACS 12, this is actually not terrible, but I would roll off Vindictive and maybe put on something like Close and Personal or In Sync. D50 with Optimist, Stability, Pistol Damage, Pass. Murakami Industries with 12% skill haste and armor regen. This is actually not terrible, but opportunistic. Really kind of takes away from it, and this armor regen isn't really what you're looking for on a skill build. Hana Yu, same deal as the Wyvern wear as before. I would definitely pass on this. Badger Tough, status effects, crit hit chance. This is probably not worth picking up. If you did, I would probably roll off these status effects and put on crit hit damage. Mods, here they are. I'll see you guys at Roy. And welcome to the final vendor. So we have the custom P416 G3. This is actually not terrible with measured. If you were gonna grab this, I would roll off the headshot damage and put on crit hit damage or crit hit chance, depending on whatever you need. Measured is a pretty good talent. It's similar to the Rail Splitter. We have the tactical M249 Para with optimal range, steady-handed. Actually, steady-handed is a pretty good sort of talent just because the LMGs are very inaccurate. If you're gonna grab it, maybe consider keeping steady-handed and rolling off the optimal range. M1A with ignited stability, pass. M1911 optimist accuracy. If you're gonna grab it, roll off the accuracy for something better. Cheska with weapon damage, weapon handling, Hasbro vigilance. It seems okay. Maybe you could grab it and deal with the weapon handling and put on crit hit chance or damage depending on whatever you need. An almost god rolled piece of Providence defense. If you're gonna grab it, roll off the weapon handling for crit hit damage, or you could eat it and put on armor if you really need it. And then here we have Golden Gear holster with armor regen, crit hit damage, and I actually think this is pretty good. You might not even need to change it if you want to keep the armor regen. If you're going for like a full armor regen build, then this would be pretty much god rolled. But if you're not, you could roll off the armor regen for crit hit chance or whatever you're looking for. And the mods, here they are if you need it. Well guys, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. If you made it to the end, then let me know by just letting me know down in the comment section below. A like is always super appreciated. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Delta out. Peace.